As the first decade of the new millennium comes to a close, it's time to reflect on the music that defined the era.
Who says I can't get stoned? Plan a trip to Japan alone.
While these great contributions in music come down to personal taste, there were some records that made an impact. But what is the criteria?
For it to be the best of the decade, you want an album that it's not like a piece of art where you put it on the shelf. It's something that you use and that you want to hear again and again and again.
The record can't be too contemporary, like based on one time, because what sounded good in 2001 probably doesn't sound good in 2009.
Think back to the albums that you listened to in 2001 and that you still listen to today.
Then that certainly qualifies as a candidate for Record of the Decade. Then from there, it's just how epic and how well that artist pulls it off.
Can't blame it on her. AP music editor Nekesa Moody came up with an obscure choice.
Number 1 on the list is Jaguar Wright, Denials, Delusions, and Decisions. Now, this is an album that probably most people don't know. So what if 40?
But she does have her mainstream favorites.
I have Amy Winehouse on my list. Back to Black is still an amazing album. You kind of look back on this album and you hope that this isn't like the apex of this young woman's career. It's just such an amazing album. Amy Winehouse's voice, that kind of raspy, soulful voice that emotes so much pain, that really made us listen.
I would probably say my album of the decade is Usher's Confessions, just because it was an album, when you listen to it the first time, you had to replay it again.
Confessions is like Usher's Thriller. It had no bad tracks on the album. Every track was good, but most of them were actually great.
I'm going to have to go with Bruce Springsteen's The Rising. The Rising marked a return to his being really lyrically being in touch with a situation based on the 9/11 terror attacks. He was able to capture these lives without necessarily throwing it in your face. He basically dealt with the human aspect of this tragedy.
That's a pretty diverse selection of tunes that makes up this decade in music. Let's see what the next decade has to offer. Nicole Levitt, The Associated Press.